What is up, guys? Welcome back to the podcast. And today, I'm going to review yesterday's USHL game. And then we're going to go over my 2025 Four Nation Faceoff predictions. And then we're out of here. So, yeah, we got a couple shout outs to do as per usual. I'll go follow my X page if you haven't already. Intermission Podcast. Be posting quite frequently on there. Talk about the world of hockey. The most frequently you're going to see me on talk about the world of hockey, but outside of my podcast, obviously. On my Facebook, if you haven't already, it's the Intermission Podcast blog. It's the only place to get my daily NHL and USHL predictions, and it's the only place you know right before I go live. Unless, of course, you turn on post notifications to the YouTube channel, which you should if you haven't already. On my Instagram, it's the Intermission Podcast. You'll join my Discord. It is the Intermission Podcast blog Discord. Go ahead, join there. You can talk about the world of hockey. And right after I'm done with my podcast, go ahead and follow my TikTok, the Intermission Podcast, and every single social media, my website, Spotify, my Twitch, everything. It's all in the description of this podcast and previous podcast episodes. So go ahead and make sure to check all that stuff out if you haven't already. Without further ado, let's get straight into it. We make game list, take down the Waterloo Blackhawks in Waterloo 5-1. Versus 25-36 in favor of Waterloo. A great performance by, I believe, Moffitt. 35 saves and 36 shots against for him. Green Bay go 1 for 5 on the power play. 20% on the power play. Great game from Green Bay. They're very opportunistic. Waterloo played great too, just wasn't able to get the ball going. But so since we reviewed that, we're gonna go into the Four Nations predictions. You don't know what the Four Nations is. It's USA, Sweden, Canada, and Finland facing off. Every single team we play each other once throughout 9 days, and then whoever has the most points after all those games will face off in a championship match between the two best teams out of those games, and then whoever wins that won the Four Nation Championship. They're planning on doing that every single year instead of the All-Star break, so it's the best on best action. So since hopefully you guys understand that, if you have any questions, you can go comment, chat, whatever. So yeah, with that, it starts today at 7 p.m. Central, 8 p.m. Eastern, and 5 p.m. Pacific. So without further ado, let's get into the predictions. Starting with today's game, Canada versus Sweden. I have Canada winning 4-3. I really like Sweden's decor and goaltending in Phil Gustafsson, who is starting today, who's the Minnesota Wild starting goaltender, and Linus Ullmark, who's going to be the backup, who's out of center's goal. But Canada with McKinnon, Crosby, and McDavid on the same team, nasty. They also got Braden Point, Sam Reinhart, the second leading goal scorer in the NHL right now. Mark Stone, so many other guys. I really like the decor. Josh Morrissey, Cale Makar, others too. And then, but the goaltending's very concerning, who we get to in a minute. But we got Jordan Binnington as a starting goalie right now. Even though Logan Thompson's been the second best goalie in the NHL this season, only behind Connor Hellebuck. He got snubbed. If Logan Thompson was playing for Canada, they'd be the clear-cut, obvious winner. But since he's not, and Jordan Binnington as a starter, USA, Sweden, and Finland have a chance of taking down Canada this year. With the lack of goaltending, lack of strong goaltending, more or less. But I do have Canada beating Sweden just because they do have a significantly better team beating them. And then we got Thursday's game. In USA and Finland, I have USA beating Finland 5-3. UC Saros is a great goalie. But the forward depth, just the team in general is pretty lackluster. They do have strong points, but I think USA is much better constructed team. But Saturday's night of hockey, we got Sweden versus Finland. That's a hockey rivalry if I've ever seen it. I have Finland taking down Sweden 4-3 in overtime. I really like Sweden's defense, decor, and goaltending, but the forward core is very lackluster. Finland depth is kind of concerning. But I think Finland's going to be able to edge them out in overtime. And USA versus Canada, obviously, it's the biggest hockey rivalry you're going to see. I have USA beating Canada 4-3. I'm taking Hellebuck over Binnington any day. I like Canada's roster on paper better than USA's, but I love Hellebuck. He's best goalie in the NHL, best goalie in the world right now. But Binnington is definitely inconsistent. I'm going to take USA just because of how much better the goaltending is overall. So, yeah. And then we got, I don't remember what day this is, but USA versus Sweden, Canada versus Finland. I have Canada defeating Finland 5-2. Canada's a much better team on paper. I think their defense is going to be able to bail out Binnington a lot. They'll take down Finland pretty easily, 5-2. And Sweden is going to upset Team USA. The 3-2 W. USA is going to come in expecting a win. Sweden's going to play the hard out. Nylander is really going to play very, very good for Sweden. Probably get a goal or two on USA, and they're going to upset USA. And then that's going to lead to the championship game. Canada versus USA in the championship. USA wins 5-4. Canada wants to win this, but USA wants to win this. I'm trusting Hellebuck in the big time moments over Jordan Bennington. Definitely Canada. Sure, you could say they have a better team on paper. Definitely the forward core, especially. USA is a great D core, just like Canada. USA's forward core is no slouches. So I think USA. I think Hellebuck is that much better than Bennington. I think with USA without Quinn Hughes, I could definitely see Canada beating USA, obviously, but especially without Quinn Hughes on USA's roster. If they ever go down in the game, that's gonna hurt the offense. But I just think the Connor Hellebuck, how good Hellebuck's gonna be, I think he's going to really be able to outweigh Canada's strength over USA, and I think USA is gonna really get it done. So give me USA to get it done to win the chip in this year's Four Nations Faceoff predictions, and they have a younger team, so they'll probably be winning from years to come. So yeah, we're gonna do it. That's it. That's gonna do it for the podcast episode. If you enjoy. Good night, watch us live at the night. Good morning, evening, afternoon, every time you're watching. Subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. Follow this podcast if you're watching on Spotify. Like the video if you haven't already. Turn post notifications if you haven't already. Hope you enjoyed today's 2025 Four Nations Face-Off predictions. Episode 14, season 9. I'll see you guys tomorrow for episode 15 of season 9. We'll review today's Canada versus Sweden game tomorrow. I will see you guys then. Peace.